mom made all these hats.
Oh, wow.
Tell us your mom's story.
Yes, so my mom was Toni Ham.
Okay.
And she's been doing Two Summit Yourself for 20 years plus.
Wow.
And so she passed away last year of dementia. And she made all these hats and left a huge inventory of hats. What do you think?
Perfect. For Mama. Mamacita.
So I did it last year, and then I'm here again. So this year we're doing make your own hats because my mom had a lot of undone hats that she had never got to. And so why not share them and let other people try to do the same thing? I thought about what can we do with these hats and these things that she held so important and that she took a lot of time in creating.
I was here in Tucson, Arizona. I met Toni at the NCO club, her and a friend of hers. So we became friends, and I would call her and talk to her on the phone like every evening. And the last time we went to Vegas, that's when we got married in 1986. So we was all excited, and I was excited. And then she called her mother like, "Hey, Mom, we just got married." I mean, she didn't even know anything about it. And that's pretty much it. She started doing the hats and designing and stuff. And I said, "Oh, that's a beautiful hat. How do you remember what to put on the hats to design it like that?" She said, "Well, I think I get it from my grandma, but I think it's just human nature, you know. God, that's what he wanted me to do." So I'm like, "Oh, that's great, but you do an excellent job." So she kept going with it.
We grew up watching my mom do shows in the living room and have her guests and, you know, looking at hats and then parties outside by the pool. Because of the hats are so unique and different, you typically would associate those type of hats with a black church. She would make sure that it would kind of fit any kind of situation and that whoever wore it, that you would look good wearing it. You know, she definitely was a fashionista. There's not a day that she didn't like dress down. If we were going to the store, she would have to get us all dressed up. She would get dressed up. And that once you have that hat on, it's like, oh, okay, everything looks good. It, you know, it completes an ensemble. But because she did fashion, she would always make sure that the fashion outfit always accentuated the hat. You know, my mom was headstrong. Like my dad said, she was a doer. She was one of those that when she said something, she meant it. And she always meant what she said. And she was someone that you could always depend on because she would do it. And if she wanted to get something done, it was done immediately.
Yeah, she was busy with her hats and her birds, her fish, and that's what she continued to do until she started getting Alzheimer's in 2019. That's when she was diagnosed with dementia.
So I lived in Texas prior to moving back home to Arizona about 2.5 years ago. And I came home for the specific reason to just be here for my dad and be here for my mom and just to be here in general. Knowing that she didn't remember me, knowing that she was struggling and that my dad was taking such good care of her by himself. So she liked drives, but she really liked music. Loves music. She'd be like, "Come on, girl, let's go for a ride. Come on." And I'm like, "Not right now, Mama." And she would grab my little shirt and she'd say, "Come on, let's go." So her personality was definitely still there. Definitely still there. And so that was our connection. The album that I made, Toni, was basically, and it's instrumental because my mom liked jazz and I love jazz. And so the best way that I could kind of express maybe how she might be feeling was through music, because that's how I communicate. And to also to relate to other people who have lost people to that same disease. Her body was okay. She wasn't starving, she wasn't hungry, and me and my dad were like, "I don't want to go to sleep, we'll just stay up all night long." And so one of the things that the hospice had let us know and kind of gave us permission and let us know that, hey, it's okay for you to rest. She's not hurting, she's not in pain, she's just resting. And so she was like that because she was always taking care of us. And I think she wanted us to rest so she could go at peace. And so as soon as we laid down, she was gone. But she was here. She died here at home, and she was comfortable and not in pain, and we were grateful for that. When you're left with things that family members have left you, finding what to do with them is the first hurdle, and then second, finding the right avenue and the place in which to present your items to is another. It's been interesting to see the outpouring as far as the past connections that she had with selling her hats or even fashion shows that she used to do, that people are remembering who she is and they recognize the hats and are excited about them. And so since then I have been doing the hats for her and selling them, and everybody has had a great response with just me doing the hats. And I've been real successful in connecting with a lot of people that she used to be in connection with. And one of those were Tucson Meet Yourself.
And this is just kind of a groundwork of what they could do. That everybody has a little bit of creativity in them once they get, the tools and are able to do it. And so we provide the glue and the scissors and everything they need, and then they just get after it.
So we've been able to utilize those hats for the Alzheimer's and Dementia Foundation to auction them off with the Tucson Meet Yourself with the hopes of helping other folk artists. So those hats have served a purpose in helping other people get their own creativity out there.
She immediately knew exactly who my mom was, and my heart was just overwhelmed with knowing that she left such a presence with everyone, and just to figure out how to honor them in a way the best way that you can, and putting forth their effort, this creativity, and just sharing it with the rest of the world. I'm glad to be able to share that with you today.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I tried to call your phone, but you're not alone. So I take a smoke and I let it go. 'Cause I don't wanna tear you apart, just wanna hold you in my arms. I don't wanna watch from afar, but girl, you know I've got my fly. Singing na 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 na.